Good morning, brothers and sisters. Today's food for the vine is why do we self-hate? Why do we hate our own kind so much that it's ridiculous? The meaning of hate is extreme dislike or disgust. It is the intense hostility, usually deriving from fear. That is hate. Intense hostility, usually deriving from fear. And we use that against each other every day in our black communities. And a lot of people will argue that it's not genetic, but a lot of this is genetic. You can't get away from it. You are your ancestors. You are your mother, your grandfather was their fathers and mothers. I mean, it's genetic. It's always going to be a genetic play there. It's not just monkey see, monkey do. Even though if you see a group of people doing a certain thing for so long, it can rub off on you. If you're being treated like the second and third and no class human being all the time in your environment, for some people that behavior can rub off, and it's sad to say. But outside of that, I like to stick to facts when I do anything or speak about anything. And with that being said, it's a statistic report that dark-skinned people are less likely to get married than light-skinned people. There's a difference in pay between darker-skinned people than lighter-skinned people. And there's also a 3 times likely rate that you'll get suspended from your school. 3 times likely for a darker child to get suspended than his lighter peers or her lighter peers. This is a 2-year-old statistical report in the black environment. And it's not only, it's not just black and white. It's the shades of the black, the mentality of the black man and woman, that we are helping the oppressors oppress us even more because we're doing it within ourselves. Self-hate. It's a big problem in the black community, man. And we have to break that code. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And that's why it's today's food for the vine, for the mind. Understand me. And let's get back to it, y'all. Okay. And with that being said, we have to stop downgrading ourselves. We have to stop thinking that we're lower than any other race on this planet because we have darker skin. Period. Your melanin is beautiful. You have to understand that you have power within your everything, your whole being. Your ancestors were beautiful, and so are you. And when you accept this type of mentality and you use that as confidence and a stepping stone to gather enough confidence on your own, you'll understand what I'm saying. Outside of that, and as far as with my black women, I need y'all to step outside of that European mind frame. Everybody want to be a black queen. Well, you have to stop wearing that jacket. You have to stop, throwing that 4-foot blonde hair in your head and throwing in those blue contacts. And you want to be still called a black queen. It don't work like that. That's habitual, and we have to break that cycle. Be proud of who you are. If you have crinkly curly hair, wear that. That is you. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. So keep that in mind. And all these little things will start bringing up the black, glorifying the black. So say as rating it next to what's lighter and what's a superior color. Along with this, I'm bringing a number of facts to the table. During slavery, a slave was just a white person's property, a non-human. You were not considered a citizen, so you had no rights to legally marry or own land. This system ensured that the white male slave owner who raped and had children with the black women they enslaved contributed to their wealth. So under this system, the whiter you look, the better your chances for freedom. Thus, the field slave and the house Negro. That alone would set up a mindset If you out there slaving 16 plus hours a day, your fingers are bleeding, and you peer over at the porch at the house Negro in a better environment, better clothes, better situation, period, that will form a genetic code of self-hate towards your own individual ethnicity. Due to the fact of that, man, you know, these days you had people, what, in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, or whatever. You can Google it. It was Natty Nola. Natty Nola was a bleaching cream. Yes, America had the black man and woman believing that if they bleached their skin, they will be in hope for a little bit better treatment over here in the States. And really, that is making you think that your race is inferior. You start to believe that you are an inferior creature. They have broke the mind, downplayed your ancestry to the point to where you think you are just as the swine, or even lower, which is so sad. And that's the mentality that we pass on to our offspring. That fear, that feeling of I'm not adequate enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not powerful enough, I'm not anything if I'm not of a fair, quote unquote, white skin. And that's inferior mind frame, and that's a bad way of living amongst each other. Also, the self-hate thing again. You know, and with that, man, we can break the system. We can break that cycle of thinking by letting each other know that black is beautiful, educating each other on our ancestry, on our history, so we can know that we come from royalty, kings and queens, so we can know why this melanin is so hated. Because there's a yin and a yang. You're hated so much because you're so powerful, but you have to go back and find that for yourself, because undoubtedly it haven't been given to you. Those history books haven't been wrote yet, but we're writing them now. Thank you. I'm Shomari Sefu. Have a blessed day.